ඔබ නැවතත් අද දෙරණ 24 සමගින්. දෙදින නිල සංචාරයක් සඳහා දෙවෙනට පැමිණි ජපාන විදේශ කටයුතු අමාත්‍ය හයාෂි යොෂිමාසා මහතා සහ විදේශ අමාත්‍ය ජනාධිපති නීතිඥ අලි සබ්රි මහතා අද දහවල් කොළඹදී ඒකාබද්ධ මාධ්‍ය සාකච්ඡාවක් පවත්වනු ලැබුවා. මේ එම මාධ්‍ය හමුවේදී දෙරට විදේශ අමාත්‍යවරුන් පළ කළ අදහස්.
My friend Minister Hayashi, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Japan, konnichiwa, aibowan, and welcome to Sri Lanka. Friends from the media, it is an honor and a great pleasure for us to welcome Minister Hayashi, who arrived on an official visit to Sri Lanka yesterday. Honorable Hayashi leads a high-level delegation which consists of a number of senior officials of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan and other officials. This demonstrates the importance of Sri Lanka and Japan attached to excellent relationship with each other. This morning, Minister Hayashi called on His Excellency President Ranil Wickremesinghe and will meet Honorable Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena later today. A little while ago, Minister Hayashi and I have had the opportunity to hold detailed bilateral discussion on a broad range of matters. The deep-rooted friendship between Japan and Sri Lanka has been further consolidated through the recent exchange of high-level visits. President Wickremesinghe visited Japan on 2 occasions in the recent past and held fruitful discussions with Prime Minister Kishida, and also had the privilege of audience with His Majesty the Emperor. We also had the pleasure of welcoming Honorable Takei Shunsuke, the State Minister of Foreign Affairs of Japan, in February 2023 for the celebration of the 75th anniversary of the independence of Sri Lanka. Minister Hayashi and I were pleased to recall the several events that we held in order to commemorate the 70 years of diplomatic relationship between Sri Lanka and Japan last year. Friends from the media, Sri Lanka is deeply appreciative of the solidarity and the significant assistance Japan has extended to Sri Lanka in the past year. When the country was going through an unprecedented economic crisis, we remain grateful to Japan for unwavering support and grant assistance extended to Sri Lanka during these challenging times, as well as for the Japan's confidence in Sri Lanka. As you all are aware, during the recent negotiation with the IMF, Japan played an important supportive role in successful outcome of the discussion with the IMF, and subsequently in facilitating the unique donor platform for our debt restructuring negotiations. On taking forward our bilateral cooperation, a number of important initiatives were discussed in the presence of His Excellency the President this morning, as well as during our bilateral discussion. Japan is a trusted partner, and with clear indicators of Sri Lanka's gradual economic recovery, both the President and I invited Japan to resume the Japanese investment project which are currently in the pipeline, and invited fresh investment from Japan in several sectors such as power, infrastructure, including port and highways sectors, dedicated investment zones, as well as the green and digital economy. Japan's official development assistance extended to Sri Lanka through the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, as one of the Sri Lanka key development partner was also highlighted. The Sri Lankan side also outlined to the Japanese delegation the highest priority that Sri Lanka is placing on economic recovery and sustainable growth, including adequate support measures for the vulnerable segment of our society. I also briefed Minister on the recent measures to enhance national reconciliation and unity for all segments of our people in all parts of the country, including the recent proposal put forward by the President on the power sharing under 13th Amendment. Japan has encouraged Sri Lanka in our efforts, including the new TRC mechanism. In our continuing discussion this afternoon, Japan and Sri Lanka will share views on several global issues including pandemic recovery, ensuring food security, a just and equitable solution to the global debt crisis, addressing climate change and facilitating transition into a renewable energy, and matters related to global security such as non-proliferation and disarmament of weapons of mass destruction. Japan positively acknowledged the important contribution to promoting global security made by Sri Lanka recently in ratifying comprehensive nuclear test ban treaty. On regional matters, we will also discuss with Minister about the Sri Lanka's upcoming chairmanship of the Indian Ocean Rim Association and our commitment to promote peace, security, safety and cooperation in the Indian Ocean Rim region for the prosperity of all states within the framework of international law. Our cordial relationship have deepened in the areas of people-to-people links. This includes opening in new sectors where Sri Lanka can be source of skilled manpower requirement of the Japanese economy while strengthening existing tourism and educational cooperation. We are confident that Sri Lanka's economic recovery, which has made a promising start, and the future growth prospect provide us with greater opportunity to enhance the Japan-Sri Lanka relationship in all aspects. Minister Hayashi, I take this opportunity to thank you and your delegation once again for visiting Sri Lanka and for all the support and goodwill that Japan continue to extend to my country. I now give the floor to Minister Hayashi.
And hello, Ayubuan, Wanakam. I sound light. I'm delighted to visit these beautiful countries, Sri Lanka, for the first time in my life, and for the first time in 4 years as Japanese Foreign Minister. As noted by my friend Minister Sabli, the relations between our two countries can be traced back to the 19th century, when many prominent Japanese figures who built upon modern Japan stopped over at Colombo during their journey to and from Europe. The people of Japan can never forget about the emotionally touching speech delivered by former President Jayawardena at the San Francisco Peace Treaty Conference in 1951 after World War II, which served as a stepping stone for Japan's return to the international community. Since then, Japan has been working side by side with Sri Lanka. Japan is very eager to support Sri Lanka along the way in the future as well. Against this backdrop, I came here to enhance the friendly relationship between our two countries. This morning, I had the privilege to pay a courtesy call on President Wickramasinghe, again following my previous opportunity back in May in Tokyo. I conveyed to him that his two visits to Japan within a year of his inauguration really symbolizing the deepening bilateral relationship between our two countries. Subsequently, I had the pleasure to have in-depth discussion with Minister Sabli on ways to comprehensively strengthen our bilateral relationship. Sri Lanka is located at a strategic juncture along the sea lanes of Indian Ocean and is an important partner in realizing a free and open Indo-Pacific, or FOIP. At today's meeting, I explained about the new plan for the FOIP that Prime Minister Kishida announced in March this year, and stated that Japan attaches importance to cooperation with the Indian Ocean Rim Association, or IOLA, which Sri Lanka will chair from October. So I conveyed my expectation for further progress in the debt restructuring process and stressed the importance of a transparent and comparable debt restructuring that involves all creditor countries. I welcome Sri Lanka's effort under the IMF agreement including its anti-corruption measures and transparency in the policy-making process. Concerning Sri Lanka's efforts on national reconciliation, I express Japan's intention to support Sri Lanka's effort. As Japan attaches importance to the universalization and promotion of entry into force of the CTBT, Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, I really welcome Sri Lanka's ratification of the treaty. After this announcement over the working lunch, I will share the outcomes of the G7 Hiroshima Summit as the G7 chair. I also look forward to discussing international challenges with Minister Sabli, as he mentioned already. So it's the hope of Japan and myself that Sri Lanka will overcome the current crisis as soon as possible and bring itself back on track for further economic development, serving as a hub in this Indian Ocean. Sri Lanka has and will continue to have Japan's support in this endeavor. Thank you very much.